first thing we need to do is download a sample of a repository. So we're going to go to our local terminal window and we're going to clone the HTML docs hello world.git. Okay, so there we go. And as you can see, the command is git clone, so let's do that. And as you can see, that should be sufficient for you to have a local clone. Now what you need to do is you need to go back into your Azure environment. So if we just click on the Azure environment. Once we're in the Azure environment, we need to then click the Cloud Shell. Why not? Okay, so now we need to first and foremost create our resource group. So let's go ahead and do that. And then your location, so I'm going to put West Europe. And as you can see, you got the AZ group create, and then you got the location and then the name of the resource group. And we are returned with an output in a JSON format and giving us that information. Next thing we need to do is create the app service plan. So as you can see with the AZ app service plan create, the name of the plan and the resource group in which it will reside. Give that a minute. I'm going to pause the recording until this completes. Okay, so that has completed. The next thing we need to do is our AZ web app and create command. So we need to create a web app, and as you can see right there, what I'm going to do actually is I'm just going to clear this. Just clear the whole so we can start fresh. You can actually see what's happening. So we're going to AZ web create, the name of the web app, sorry, AZ web app create, and then the name of the web app, the resource group, and the plan that we created earlier, and the deployment of the local Git. Okay, so the name has to be a unique app. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to name it AZ204 web app. And I should put 3. Let's hope that comes back. I'm just going to pause the video for a second whilst that's completed. Okay, now that has created, so we're going to clear this one more time so we can get to the top. I'm going to do a couple of enters just so we can actually visually see it. We need to create a user level credential that can be used to deploy an app to the app service in any subscription. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is AZ web app deployment user set, and we're going to do the /, and that will allow us to continue our command. So user, and I'm going to put okay. Oops. Yeah, well, I need to put the password. Password should be. Okay, there you go. So you can do it in this particular way. The actual skill pipe instructs you to actually set the password as well within the actual command. So as you can see, I pressed enter after I decided what my username was going to be, and then that asked me what the password was going to be for this particular user. You could go ahead and do that, or you could actually put password and then pick a particular password in here, okay, and then define what the password is. So as you can see, you can actually see in this demo what the password is that I have set. So I decided to use the other method in which you can't actually see it. But yeah, that's perfectly fine. Once you've done those, you should be fine to go ahead with the demo. And this is the results you get, and this is the JSON output that you'll get once you have completed this particular part of your demo. Now what we need to do is we need to get the deployment URL. Now the deployment URL is used in Git Bash window to connect to your local repository, to your web app. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that information. So now we've got the AZ web deployment source config local git, and then the name, so the name of our web app. Z204 web app 3. Okay, now you're going to need this URL. So what you need to do next is you need to deploy the web app. So this is going to be done locally on the previous command line interface that you was working on locally. So we're going to open this, and we need to put the following: git remote add Azure, and then we're going to use this deployment URL. And go ahead. Okay, apologies. One thing you need to actually do is you need to go into the directory in which you have actually deployed the Git repository earlier on. So we need to go to html-docs-hello-world. Okay. Oh, I'm having one of those days. CD. There we go. And now we can run the Git repository. And as you can see, we didn't get any error messages. And now what we need to do is push to the Azure remote. So this is simple: git push Azure master. And this is going to push it all the way up into the Azure environment. When we enter that, it should be perfectly fine. Now what you can see is you should get a credential message. So I got this, but it popped up on my second screen. So as you can see, the username as we defined Fizzlicktech, and we just put the password in there. And as you can see, it should be completed, so you'll get a completion at the end. So I'm just going to pause it for now. Okay, that has completed. So what we need to do now is we can go straight into the actual web app that we created, and what we can do is select browse, and it's coming up on my second screen. And as you can see right there, you have actually deployed now a web application from your local repository and pushed it into your Azure environment.